Psychologically, euphuistic, for your edification, in efflorescent highfalutin flamboyancies, primarily promoting the prestigious Players Theatre, plus none other than Mr. John Inman!
Ginger, you're not Captain Ginger. Jolly old pot, boaty yacht, 95 in the shape of what? He loves my ladies, not one of them for the Ginger. All set and concentrate,
once was I, by Jingo much admired. The army lost a treasure on the day that I retired. They begged of me to leave, they asked it as a boon. They said my ginger whiskers made the guns go off too soon. But damn it, it's all war, to me it's all the same. Chasing ladies, being chased has always been my game. But that was years ago, and now I'm in my prime. I'm known as Captain Ginger, Ginger all the time. Ginger,
you're not Captain Ginger.
What do you do?
Jolly old pot.
They are a nice lot.
95 in the shape of what?
I love the ladies, not one of them would I injure. All the girls are fond of ginger. I'll drink anything so long as it's in a nice glass. When I look back and think, tut, what sport I had. In certain quarters, I'll admit my reputation's bad. While strolling through the park, or riding in the row, I'm bound to merely be polite to ladies that I know. Oh, Countess, how do you do? I've known her since a girl. She sang in comic opera just before she met the Earl. And there's the Duchess Dan, and who's that with her, Luke? Best not say hello to him. Cooey! Beautiful. What do you think so? Come up here. Excuse me a minute. You're new here, aren't you? Ginger.
You're not Captain Ginger. Jolly old pot.
Oh, they are a nice lot.
95 in the shape of what?
I love the ladies, not one of them would I injure. All the girls are fond of ginger. Just ice and a slice for me. I'll get you at playtime. I've been in action twice, and both were blazing hot. The first was in Japopo land, and wounded there I got. I recall it now.
Oh, what a man of fibre!
I stooped to pull me socks up and got wounded in the Khyber. But action number 2 brought blushes to my face, 'cause I'm not the type they usually cite in a breach of promise case. The lady told her tale, and when she proved it true, the judge said, "You be thankful, miss, he didn't marry you." Is with an operatic society in Chester. I've told you about that before.
Sorry. Ginger, you're not Captain Ginger. Jolly old pot.
They are a nice lot.
95 in the shape of what?
I love the ladies, not one of them would I injure. All the girls are fond of ginger. I love the ladies, not one of them would I injure. All the girls are fond of ginger. All the girls are fond of ginger.
I'm afraid I have to interrupt the performance. I don't know if you know, all of you, that this theatre, the City Varieties, has its own especial ghost, who is due to walk tonight, and now is the witching hour.
Has filled you with awe. I'm a ghost, but I'll do you no harm, 'cause I'm only the ghost of a mother-in-law. That should give you no cause for alarm. But I am haunting, yes, haunting a thing called a man. And I don't wish to frighten or make a fuss, but he married me daughter and collared me dough, and then would not live with the two of us. So I've sworn to have his breath. I shall haunt him till his death. And every night when the clock strikes 12 and all the population are asleep, I'll come out wherever they may be, holding up a candle in the air. Yes, every night as the clock strikes 12, I come to meet me wicked son and daughter, and just as they're about to blow the candle out, up jumps the ghost of Sarah Porter. The day that he married me daughter, he swore he would treat me the same as his wife. So he touched me for all the spare cash that I had and vowed that he'd keep me for life. They hadn't been married much more than a month when he starts backing horses and loses. So he touched me and touched me and touched me again till I was a great mass of bruises. Oh. But now I'm on his track. I'm getting my own back. And every night when the clock strikes 12 and all the population are asleep, I pop out wherever they may be, holding up the candle in the air. Yes, every night as the clock strikes 12, I come to summon me wicked son and daughter, and just as they're about to blow the candle out, up jumps the ghost of Sarah Porter. Of course, I am supposed to be dead, and I am. And I'll tell you all now how I died. I was murdered one night for the sake of me cash. Yes, I, out of a window, was shied. I landed at first on a wide windowsill, then I bounced off a pot of geraniums. Dead as a doornail, they found me at dawn with the flower pot wedged on my cranium. And as I lay there in the mud, I swore I'd have his blood. And every night as the clock strikes 12 and all the population are asleep, I come out wherever they may be, holding up a candle in the air. Yes, every night as the clock strikes 12, I come to find me wicked son and daughter, and just as they're about to blow the candle out, up jumps the ghost of Sarah Porter.
As you've doubtless guessed, the theatre ghost was none other than Miss Patricia Hayes, and I promise you will have her later on in the flesh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, and now ineffably orchidaceous in organza, dithyrambic in deliquescence, Miss Jayne Sullivan!
Spring is here, not a mere January more, but a little robin I saw told me it was so, and so I know. Spring is here, summer's near, how can I tell? I know every sign of spring so very well.
green epitome, androgynous acme of ambiguous impropriety, a fellow in drag. Once again, Mr. John Inman!
Not particularly interesting. Well, I've just been having such a row. Honest, my butcher. All hands. You know what I mean, girls? He's stone deaf as well. Stone deaf. Every time I go in, I never know how to communicate. If I want a shoulder of lamb, I have to go like that. You're making up your own jokes, over. If I want a leg, I have to go like that. I haven't had a bit of rump steak for ages. Now, come and have a look at you, see what you look like. Oh, no, I do. Thank you very much. Oh, how kind. Isn't he nice? Isn't he a gentleman? Actually, no, he's... few down there that aren't balloons, Not a patch on my first husband, isn't there? Oh, I've had 4, you know. Oh, I have. I've had 4. The first... Yes. But he's not a patch. Honestly, my first husband, I remember it. I remember it as though it was yesterday. I was all in white, and he was white and all in. We walked up the aisle. They must have liked him. They played Rescue the Perishing. It was... We got to the altar. You know, we stood there, and the vicar said, would you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife? And he looked at him, he said, would you? And the vicar said, no. He says, what the hell are you pushing her on to me for? My second husband was quite different. He was good to his mother. Very nice. It takes one to know one. He was good to his mother. It was a lovely honeymoon, though, very nice. I went straight up to the bedroom. I took off my clothes, got into bed. He came up, took off his clothes, put on mine. I've never seen him since. He was last seen running down the high street screaming, I'm free, I'm free. Another nice husband. Then my last husband, though, bless him. Oh, he was nice. No, he was a nice man. 97. 97. Never needed glasses. Straight out the bottle. All the... Well, we had a little bit of trouble with one thing, though. Are you sitting on something like that? I never know whether to wear it that... But you're allowed 16, aren't you? I'm still looking, fellas, so don't... No, I am. You're allowed 16. It says so in the marriage service. 4 richer, 4 poorer, 4 better, or 4... I've got to know our vicar quite well. I'll tell you all about him. Hang on a minute, I'll tell you. Our vicar had a notion once that made him very sad. He used to think our dancing girls were everything that's bad. He said, I'll go and preach to them. He meant to give them beans, but didn't he feel funny when he got behind the scenes? I'm sure he's looking at my clothes. Well, he'd never been there before. He'd never been there before. I took a liking to the ladies there. Some of the beauties curled his hair, tickled him in the ribs, and filled him with delight. He'd never been there before, but now he's going there. Oh, he'd never been there before, but now he's going there. Lovely. Sit down here a minute. not blind now, you ought to be. A lady friend of mine, whose husband's such a stingy man, resolved at last to work upon the good old-fashioned plan. So while the beauty slept one night, she seized upon the chance, jumped out of bed, and dived into the pocket of his pants. I bet you've done that a time or two. Well, she'd never been there before. She'd never been there before. Pleased to see the beauty sleeping peacefully. She only took half a crown and nearly died of fright. She'd never been there before, but now she's going there. Oh, she'd never been there before, but now she's going there. Oh, lovely. Oh, I didn't see you down there. Oh, look. Faith, hope, and charity. Actually, there's three nice... We've got a birthday, haven't we, in today? Caroline Smith. Where are you, dear? Where are you? Oh, happy birthday. She's 21. Isn't that marvellous? Give her a nice round. I was 21. Still, I can wait. I'm not... No! Now, where was I? Oh, I'm telling you, aren't I? One night, a burly policeman was walking on his beat and chanced to shine his lantern up my area from the street. You look so clean and laugh so dirty. I was standing on the steps and cried, oh, dearie me, I feel so very lonely. Won't you keep me company? You didn't frighten me a bit that time. Well, he'd never been there before. He'd never been there before. Found my cooking a regular treat. Discovered a lovely joint of meat. Squeezed my tiny waist and squeezed it nice and tight. He'd never been there before, but now he's coming round every night. Oh, he'd never been there before, but now he's going there every night. Hurrah!
Vertiginously, celeritus, in ambidextrous, circumrotatory, propulsive simultaneity. Juggling, frenetic from Italy, Nino Fagiani!
calor. Maria! Whoa! Oh, yes. I didn't think you would notice. All right. Oh, yeah. Yes. Ay, la madre que te da María Magdalena. Opa! Ah, oh, yes. Yes. You think it's funny? You want to try it? Ah, Mr. Sachs, please, give me a hand. Yeah. Would you throw it in my head? Yeah. Are you ready? Go! Too strong. Oh, you are very strong. Once again, please. Opa. Señor, la testa. Oh, yes. Number one. Oh, madame, s'il vous plaît. You are number one. Un señor, a gentleman. Oh, I thought you were a lady, I'm sorry. Señor, you are number one. Madame, número dos. Y el señor, número tres. Maestro. Go. Hoppa. 1, 2, 3. Hey. Very much, sir. No, señor. No.
Well, now you all know the meaning of celeritas simultaneity. Imperturbable in immaculacy. Your own Mr. Bernard Cribbins!
Now, I haven't been out with a girl for years. Now, maybe you think I'm slow. Well, that's not the reason. I'll tell you why. I'm particular, you know. Now, some girls are 2 a penny, and the others are 80 each. I don't want them. The girl I seek must be a perfect peach. Not too tall and not too short and not too thick or thin. She must come out where she should come out, go in where she should go in. She mustn't have much too much behind and much too little in front. If ever I get a girl again, that's the girl I want. Now, I heard about this girl called May. They said she was quite a catch. She was only 5'5", they said, with golden hair to match. But when I met her in the wood, I knew I'd been sold a pup. 'Cause she was taller lying down than when she was standing up. Oh, not too tall and not too short, not too thick or thin. She must come out as she should come out, go in as she should go in. She mustn't have much too much behind or much too little in front. If ever I have a girl again, that's the girl I want. Then I met Rachel Rosenbloom, an Irish girl from Wales. She had a face like a summer's morn and a shape like a bag of nails. Could I only see your face, I said, I never more would roam. So bring your dear sweet face to me and leave your body at home. Not too tall, too short, and not too thick or thin. She must come out when she should come out, go in when she should go in. She mustn't have much too much behind or much too little in front. If ever I have a girl again, that's the girl I want. I do remember, Mr. Chairman, I did meet another lovely person. Can I tell the people about her?
Yes, do.
Yes, a wonderful girl she was. Nell was her name, you know, yes. Came of a sporting family. I do wish they'd fix those stairs. I do it all the time, that, you know. Yes. Yes, Nell was a bookmaker's daughter. On the day she was born, there was trouble. In addition to Nell came a sister as well. Nell's mother had brought off a double. There's a betting man down here. Yes. Yes, Nell was the eldest twin sister, but by only 2 minutes at most. And the other, they reckon, come in a good second, but Nellie was first past the post. What's all that? You going to do that? Well, as long as we know. Don't hurt yourself, will you? Fine. Poor father went wild when he heard there were 2. He was found in a pub drinking gin. He said, I'll get tight, I won't go home tonight in case any more runners come in. But the sister was not a long liver, though the girl was as strong as a haddock. Till one day on the course, she was kicked by a horse between the grandstand and the paddock. Yes. Well, it can be painful, can't it? You know what I mean? Yes. Now Nellie's grown up into manhood. She's buxom and all in full bloom. And she's useful to Dad on the racecourse, parking betting slips down her bazoom. Actually, I wasn't going to have one there. But since you've done it, we'll leave it. Yes. Yes, it's a sight to see Nell on the racecourse. Her beauty cannot be concealed. And all the young knobs bet their tanners and bobs to see Nellie lay on the field. Yes, all the young bloods fall for Nellie, though against them her dad used to warn her, for he knew if they placed one arm round her waist, they'd be halfway around Tattenham Corner. Thank you. One day, Nell's dad said, I'm in trouble. I've 1,000 on black pudding to win. Now I hear they're all back in Polony. At all costs, I must save my skin. You must be a butcher, sir. Yes. If black pudding loses, I'm ruined. And I thought that the horse was a good un. But his skin's got so shiny and slippy, the jockey can't stick on his pudding. That's the best one you've done yet. Terrific. Nell cried, tell the jockey I'll ride him. So bring me his clothes, all complete. That is, except in the trousers. He's rubbed polish all over the seat. And that's why he slips off black pudding. But, Daddy, I'll save you your quids. I'll stick on the mare, for I'll ride in a pair of my mother's red flannel non-skids. Well, the day of the race, what excitement. They both started off like the wind. Poloni was making the running with Black Pudding 2 links behind. I thought you hadn't seen that one. Never mind. Nell looked a rare bet in her red flannelette as over his neck she kept bending. Every time the horse jumped in the air, Nellie bumped and we saw her invisible mending. But the pace was too hot for Poloni. Began to curl up in the heat. And the crowd all shouted, "Blimey, he's trying to make both ends meet." Yes, we saw that Poloni was finished. And the trainer was shouting out, "Cuss it! We've forgotten to sew her tights up at one end and the stuffing's come out of her gusset." Nell won, and she's got a new motto. This is it, and you never will match it. As you travel life's course, take care of your horse. It'll never do well if you scratch it. But I digress, because then I met my heart's desire, a girl called Annie Moore. She walked in beauty like the night, with legs right down to the floor. I pressed my suit, she creased her frock. We had a splendid spree. She was the girl I was looking for. Now her husband's looking for me. Oh, not too tall and not too short, not too thick or thin. She must come out when she should come out, go in when she should go in. She mustn't have much too much behind or much too little in front. If ever I have the girl again, that's the girl I want.
Again, this time supported by the Players' Theatre, we give you the inimitable, the incomparable, the one and only Miss Patricia Hayes!
It's not, no! Stop it, Dudley! No, it's not fair! I know what, you know what they think this is? Well, it isn't. No, it ain't, no. I've had to get this from the doctor. Yes, I have. I've had a terrible pain. I am not the vagrant. Now, listen. You go to the quack with a pain in your back, and what do you get? You crawl out of bed with a near splitting head, and what do you get? There's a law for the rich and one for the poor. Your leg has dropped off, but one thing's for sure, they'll pull down your throat a gallon or more of red dollar. You think that your brain's got value?
ladies and gentlemen, just time for one more chorus. Down at the old Bull and Bush, Miss Patricia Hayes, Mr. John Inman, Mr. Bernard Cribbins, the entire company, Mr. Bernard Herman, the entire and indefatigable orchestra!